What's going on, everyone? This is Frank. Today we're working on a 07 Honda Fit with the 5-speed auto transmission. The issue I'm having is between first and second gear, I'm having a pretty rough shift. I've already replaced the fluid, I've replaced the filter, I've replaced the pressure switch as well, and I haven't seen any changes. So what I'm going to do today is remove and test the linear solenoids. First thing we're going to do is remove our battery. It's going to be a 10 millimeter here, one right here, and then a 10 millimeter here, and one underneath this little clip here. Be careful when removing these because they're held on with J-hooks. So if you're not holding these hooks while you're removing it, they will fall down. Next, we're going to remove the upper portion of our airbox. It's going to be these 4 little retaining clips. Last one's here. And now you're just going to lift up on it and wiggle it out. Gonna be a little tight of a fit, but it should come out pretty easily. Oops, just like that. You want to be gentle because the filter will be in there. Next step is to remove the lower portion of our airbox. There's going to be a 10 millimeter right here, 10 millimeter down here, and this little hose, it just pushes right off. Then you're going to need to remove this line here. You're going to take a pair of pliers, pinch this clip, and pull it off. Then there's a connector back here. You're going to have to put your thumb down on this tab and remove it. And then lastly, this is holding the airbox onto the throttle body. It's a small 7/32 screw, or it has a Phillips head on it if you can get that. I almost stripped it out, so I used a socket instead. Once you have your airbox off, it gives you pretty good access to the transmission solenoids. This is your dual linear solenoid. This side, I believe, is responsible for your first and second gear shift, and this one for your third and fourth. And then the one in the back over here, I believe that one's for your 5th gear / overdrive. To remove the solenoids, you need to press down on these tabs here and take off the connectors. Same principle in the back. And then there's going to be 6 bolts holding it on. There's 2 down here, 2 in the center, and 2 up top. They're all 10 millimeter. Before you take off the solenoid, it's always a good idea to spray around. As you can see, I have a lot of dirt right here. It's a good idea to take some compressed air and just clean out the area so nothing falls into your transmission. To get the solenoid out, you'll have to remove this bracket as well. There's just a 10 millimeter bolt right here. It's pretty easy to reach. Once you get that bolt out, there's also a hose right here that's held on in a little retainer. All you have to do is just use a little force and push that out of the way. And then you don't have to remove the bracket. You can just flip it upside down like this. Now you can start removing your solenoid. You're just gonna grab it with a firm grip and wiggle it off. Try to be as gentle as you can when getting it out. There's going to be these little filters in there. Try not to lose any because they can be loose and fall out. But now we have the old solenoid off. To test the solenoid, what we're going to do is put power on the prongs here. The prong on the left is your ground and the prong on the right is your power. So we're going to use this jump starter box and put 12 volts to each side. You're going to hear it click. That's the solenoid actuating. That means that one's pretty good. Ooh, that one's good as well. You hear how loud of a click it is. Cleaning the solenoid is pretty easy. You're gonna need 2 people to do this. But what you're gonna do is have someone actuate the solenoid by putting 12 volts to it. And then you're gonna spray brake cleaner in this gap and in this gap. Now we're going to reinstall the solenoid. Like I said, it's just the process in reverse. Tighten your bolts, connect your connectors, and replace what was removed. Hopefully your vehicle's shifting much better. I'm not 100% sure what mine will do because the old solenoid tested okay. So I cleaned it out and hopefully we'll see some improvement. Any questions or comments, please leave below. Thanks for watching, everyone.